his whereabouts. U.S. Senator Roy Blunt is joining us now. The Republican from Missouri is a member of the Senate Committee on Intelligence, as well as the Senate National Security Working Group. And, Senator, it's my understanding that you were involved with the briefings of this, I guess the 5 big briefings in recent days. Tell us what we should know that we haven't already reported on here.
Well, I think the biggest thing that I heard in the briefings today was that the intelligence community is really acting as we hoped it would act 9 years ago when we tried to bring that community closer together. The CIA, the military intelligence people, the National Director of Intelligence, all working together with the total cooperation from the military that had to go and exercise the president's decision. And by the way, I thought the president made a great decision to go in and get bin Laden rather than to destroy the building and then later try to prove that he was in it. So it was well done, but the intelligence community working together is what we'd always hoped would happen. And so many times over the last few years, we'd wondered if that structure had been the right decision or not. I felt like today it was the right decision.
Senator, how are you feeling today about our friends, the Pakistanis, and how should we as Americans process the fact that we send them billions and billions of dollars, and there Osama bin Laden was hanging out next door to what was basically their West Point?
Well, Shepard, I do think they've got some explaining to do, and, you know, one view is that they're just not as competent as we would hope they would be, and another view is somehow they were complicit in him being there. I do think that lots of Pakistanis have died fighting side by side with U.S. soldiers. Lots of Pakistanis have been victims of terror, and this is a government that if we can have good relations with them, we should. I thought their response today was exactly what you'd hope for. No recrimination, nobody saying you should have told us before you brought troops into our country. It was what you'd hope they'd be saying today, but I do think they owe us an explanation. And there was a reason that the Pakistanis weren't told that we were going to go in and make this raid in their country and see that Osama bin Laden was finally brought to justice. And that was the message of today to the whole world, that freedom and democracy is better than murder and repression.
This graphic on the screen is showing us the amount of money that we've given to the Pakistanis since 2002. And Senator, I just wonder if you don't think that now would be a good time to freeze this and think about this thing just a little bit for a while. Do have some discussions with our friends, the Pakistanis.
Well, I think we've been having some discussions over the last 60 days or so that would lead you to think that we're evaluating what we need to be doing there. It's a troubled relationship. It is an important relationship, Shepard. And if you look at Pakistan and Iran and the area with the Pakistan-Afghanistan border, those are clearly the 3 most troublesome spots in the world today. And we shouldn't give money to people who are not using it to our advantage. At the same time, it is a dangerous place. It's a country with nuclear power, nuclear weapons, in a place close to so many danger spots and so many outside forces. But I think they have to explain to us how this could possibly have happened, where it happened, for as long as it happened without them knowing. And by the way, you mentioned luxury location. I hope that the al-Qaeda fighters out there are seeing where their leader was while they truly are living in caves and huts and being killed by America and its allies.
Sir, I'm out of time, but before we go, I want to ask you about these pictures that the White House tells us were taken. We have a picture of this man's corpse, and we have a picture of him going into the sea for burial there. Is it your sense that those should be released or not, and why?
Well, I do think we want to verify that this was bin Laden. I think it's also helpful to verify that we had respect for his religious tradition in the burial of him. And I think burying him at a place where it's a location that's lost to history is a good thing to have done.
Senator Roy Blunt, the Republican of Missouri. Senator, very good of you, and thank you very much.
Good to be with you. It must be something
Former
being there at
President George
ground
W.
zero.
I tell you, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. There's a bit of a satellite delay. But I was in Spain when this happened and caught the next flight home, and there's no place I'd rather be right now, I'll tell you that. Senator, it's great to see you. Former President George